Oh yeah, your eyes do not deceive you tonight. Your eyes do not deceive you tonight. I got a general, admiral, colonel, lieutenant, 5 stars, colleague, comrade. Dude got some straight knowledge. I'm talking about the rawness of the rawness. Hey, Lifestyle. I'm bouncing off your sound. I don't know if you got something on or not, but don't. I just want you to check, and make sure.
Yeah, no, I actually do.
But this guy really don't need no introduction, but I'm giving it to him because I just found this guy, right? Y'all know I comb the streets and I look into the depths, into the underground realms of the Xbox community where the gamma radiation is real high. a lot of people can't walk down in those radiation fields, man. You know, you got to be immune to it. And there's only a certain few people out here that has that green gamma fluid flowing through their veins. And this guy was one of them. He was hosting a Twitter feed community with my man JyzalGamingTV, and him and JyzalGamingTV. You know,
yeah, you got the university, couple of big hitters, man. The university,
right? Xbox University, the Magnum.
Yep.
So I just met these guys, and forgive us for any bouncing or any audio discrepancy.
Yeah, I just gotta set myself up here.
My man is getting himself set up. Bear with him. But I instantly became a fan because this guy here was just his knowledge and his ability to display the streets and our language. I rated a 99.9.
Man,
and I was sitting here bugging because I was like, where did this dude come from? Like, we need our language to be heard. He let me come in. JyzalGamingTV let me come in. I was honored to be a part of that showcase. I'm a fan of the Xbox streets. I go by the name of the New Legal. And you could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to come out here on Di-RRec Gaming because, oh yes, we're going to talk about it. I'm with my comrade right here. He goes by the name of Logical.
Nah, just Logical. Keep it simple.
Logical. My bad. He goes by the name of Logical. He's creative with his name, so now I see it vividly.
Yeah.
I told y'all we just met. So this is like, I'm hyped to see how this dude's going to perform. We need to put more people like this guy on. I have a feeling he's not going to disappoint the Xbox community. I'm glad you decided to pop up on Di-RRec Gaming. I know it was in a news flash, but this is what we do. Breaking news here, man. Logical, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? Thanks for being part of Di-RRec Gaming tonight.
What's up, brother, man? Man, look, like he said, we just met two days ago.
Just met.
It was crazy because I don't even podcast like that, but I love Xbox and I know how to communicate what needs to be communicated. And it was funny because I was just telling Legal, my brother had always been telling me, bro, why you not doing a podcast? Why you not stepping up and saying it? And I'm like, man, I just come to listen. I like, so many people got it wrong or the understanding is not there. And I'm just like, I'm just listening. And he's like, you got to say something. So last time, like you said, we was on up there with Magnum, JyzalGamingTV. the Xbox University, Legal popped in. A couple other dudes was having some really good conversation. It wasn't even about versus, even though we was pretty much winning that battle, but we wasn't about versus. But it was, it was straight up. And so, yeah, I came in there, I stepped up, said what I had to say, and Legal been hitting me up since then. He's like, bro, I got to get you heard. And I was like,
facts.
All right. All right, well, let's do this then. I guess it's supposed to happen. So
facts.
I'm here, and like Legal, I don't know if I told you this, but this won't be the first or the last, right?
It won't. I'm glad you said that. It won't, because the vision of Di-RRec Gaming and the dream, power your dreams of Di-RRec Gaming was to bring the streets in, was to get the streets heard. This channel was built off of the Xbox community. And that's just that. We're going to be holding our weight. Like I said, thanks to everybody that came out. You know what it is, man. It's not flashy here. It's just gutter, straight underground, where the green gamma racing dwells, man. You got to put on your hazard suits tonight, y'all. I'm going in. Okay, I heard that there's a lot of commotion going on out here.
Too much.
It's a lot of chewing going on out here. But there's no trains on the track. There's a lot of gums being bumped. There's a lot of chewing going on. I hear a lot of chewing. I hear a lot of slurping. I can't understand really what's going on, but there's a lot of commotion in these streets, right? Mm-hmm. So when I dug in the bushes, Logical, I found out that Halo Infinite is going to have co-op play, right? And I found this note in this glass jar, so I threw it up against the coconut tree, and I shouted it, and I pulled it out. In it said, "Joke's on you." I was like, what? Joke's on me? And I began to read. This is what I read, bro. When I started to read the note. This is what was the first thing that came to me. Halo 5 will stay an online-only multiplayer game. Microsoft advertised Halo 5 split screen in a console reveal video, but it's not actually happening. The footage showed two people playing split screen in Halo 5 Guardians, a game notorious for its absence of the fan favorite couch co-op PvP mode. Okay?
I'm listening.
I kept looking, and I was like, well, what's this? You know what I'm saying? I kept digging around, and then there was another note. I was like, it just miraculously grew from that. It started becoming a scroll, right? So I had to lay it down on the ground. And I was like, man, I was scratching my head. So I started to read more. Microsoft has announced that Halo 5 Guardians generated more than 400 million in global sales during its first week, meaning the Xbox One game is now the biggest Halo launch of all time. The figure includes sales of games, hardware, and drives. Halo's franchise lifetime revenue over $5 billion. Wait a minute. But this was a game that did not come out with its beloved co-op. Right? We're talking about Halo co-op that we haven't had since Halo 4. So I started to think, wait a minute. We didn't have that since Halo 4. But what's funny is Halo 4 came out November the 6th of 2012. Mm-hmm. So it's been almost 10 years. It's almost been 10 years since we've actually had a Halo game to release with couch co-op.
Right.
And
I
started to read again, and a long sheet came out and it said, "Joke's on you." And I was like, what are they talking about? Keep that same energy up. I was like, what? And I'm looking, I see letters start forming, right?
Right.
And it said, The Last of Us 2 comes to PlayStation 4 in May, June the 19th. I said, May, June the 19th, and then another scroll popped up and it said, 2019. I was like, 2019? What? I was tripping. Then I was like, wait a minute.
He was having dreams.
Right. I was like, wait a minute. And then I kept reading, right? Yep. And I was like, but what is this, man? I was like, this stuff is not making any sense. What I'm reading isn't making any sense. So I noticed there was a trend. The Last of Us 2 delayed. What?
Yeah.
2019?
Yeah.
I was like, hold on. How can this be?
Last gen at that.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, what's going on? You know, I'm tripping. And then it says The Last of Us 2 delayed again due to coronavirus. What? This is in April of 2020. So this whole thing started in 2019. Follow me. It said follow me. I'm following it. I'm reading. So it goes into 2020, right? And it says, it's delayed again due to a coronavirus pandemic. This was in April, right? So I'm thinking it said, joke's on you. So I kept saying, why does it keep saying that? Then it says, in April of 28, Sony delayed The Last of Us 2, set for a June release after the story leaks. So we had all these stories being leaked, and Sony had to hurry up, get this game on out, for things got ruined. Things was going to get crazy, right?
Yeah.
So then another sheet came out and it said, joke's on you. I was like, yo, this scroll is bugging. But I was scared. You know, I didn't want to say anything because the gaming gods could have destroyed me or something. And I was like, just be quiet and keep reading.
You said too many Beetlejuices.
Right. So then it hit me. Naughty Dog confirms that The Last of Us 2 will come out with no co-op, multiplayer mode. What? So you mean to tell me I can't?
This ain't the first time,
right? You mean to tell me I can't play with my friends in multiplayer mode? And then what's funny? It said this in 2019, and the scroll said, I got you. You thought this was going to be in 2020. Naughty Dog said this in 2019. Naughty Dog confirms The Last of Us 2 won't have a multiplayer mode after all. That was in 2019. So they braced
Corona.
Right. There you go. Before Corona. So they braced them. It's been 2 years. 2 years. They praised the game, right? They praised it. Now you ready? Are you ready, Logical?
I'm listening.
Take the mic after this. You Cicada, you already know, baby. You already know.
Hey, this is what I love the history check right here. This is what I'll be talking about right here. Before you go into it,
exactly.
Let me say this before you go into it, because I think it's so important. It's not what's just been guesstimate, or it's not fake news that as the hip thing to say now. It's the ideal that somehow only Xbox got the problems.
There you go.
And somehow it's only our flagship games that has a problem. And somehow every time it messes up, it's Game Pass fault. Which in all reality, I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish that sentence. It's just good. This is what the industry does sometimes. This happens. When you go out there and say, oh, it was bad, I don't even think we talk trash about it. I think more for us, we would just look and listen. It looked like it's playing as a good game. It is what it is. But we didn't go ahead and trash them for it. I don't remember saying anything about any delays. Now, this is what's funny is, see, we got delays because of Corona.
Right.
We got excuses or we got reasons. But to see a game in 2019 before Corona came, and what was that? Was it March 2020? Or February 2020 when it really started shutting down?
Right.
I mean, I'm a little confused on, And it was a last gen game. It wasn't like it was this year's game. And you have to upgrade software to make it work with the new technology. That's a little baffling. Yeah, and a little scary, like you said. That's if it happens in 2019, why it can't happen in 2021? If PlayStation is who technically won last gen, who had the best games coming out per se, I would say that. But for it to happen to the best console, I guess for the last 7 years, why can't happen? Why can't happen to Halo? Why we can't delay it? And second on that, why would we delay a game because of co-op? They didn't. Why would we delay an entire game because of co-op? Look, I would love to play my experience and tell everybody about it. Because as soon as I get my experience and enjoyment out of it, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rush to Twitter and be like, man, what part y'all stuck on? You know, because I'm getting shot up here. I do need some help. But it ain't going to stop me. I ain't going to stop playing the game because of co-op. I ain't going to stop enjoying the game because of co-op. I'm not about to yell at Xbox and tell these dudes delay the game 6 months because of co-op. That's a feature. That's not even a game. We're not about to delay a game for features. It's not what we do. I've been on Twitter page and they talking about some Halo dead on arrival. And there's some Xbox dead or it's Game Pass fault. Y'all, let me say something. The reason why is if we can't have co-op, the reason why we can't have co-op is because they supporting 6 platforms. They doing what they said they was gonna do. The Xbox One, the Xbox One S, the Xbox Project X Scorpion Edition. You got the Series X and you got the Series X. There's too many consoles that they're supporting that they have to make sure if me, who has a Series X, play with somebody on the Xbox One, that we can run the game. I'd rather run, like I told a PlayStation dude, I'd rather run the game, wait for co-op, and have fun with my friend when it works perfect. But I can wait on it because there's so much replay value in Halo. We're talking about playing this game for generations, guys. This is what changed online multiplayer game.
I love it.
It said that.
Speak on.
We've been playing Halo for generations.
Say it loud for the people in the back.
Regardless of co-op, but we weren't playing it for co-op. We played it for online multiplayer. So the ideal that we're going to create a delay or tell the people who we support delay the game because we can't play with our friends in campaign, not multiplayer campaign. It's like I understand that it's like, dude, it's campaign. I can still go shoot somebody in the face on multiplayer, and then they don't have the nerve to say, "Oh, it's not as good because it's in Game Pass and they just gonna do whatever they want to do with it." No, have we not learned anything in the recent years? Xbox still is listening to its players. Don't let nobody take that from you. Because I've seen a generation change since Phil has taken over. I've had concerns about console or about my console, and it's making changes. I've seen those changes. I'm like, I'm rejuvenated. You know what I'm saying? Like reborn, you know? Because everything we see from Halo and everything we see from Xbox is going our generation. The people who have a problem about delaying our game is PlayStation players, not Xbox. It sucks. I'm not saying it don't. But we're not on Twitter saying delay the game. We're not saying it's not an unfinished product. You mean to tell me they upgraded all the graphics? They made sure we can do 120. Up to 120, and they're giving us 4K, and they're giving us smooth gameplay, and even there's talks that it's running better on a Series X than it is on PC. You think I'm going to tell them all the hard work they did for an entire year to delay a game because they took a feature out for a couple of months? Not
logical.
Not my Halo.
Right.
Not my Halo.
Look what people saying, logical.
When you get on there,
look what they saying. It's what I've been saying all along. I used to say the half-breeds and the centaurs. Now the community is finally waking up to these lames. These are the ones that have camouflaged themselves, have transformed Decepticons, and they came up into our community fronting like they're true Xbox fans. But you only hear them when there's things going on that ain't always on the positive side. Then they come out with all this barking. They don't know how to fight, but they know how to bark. You ever had like a little bitty dog? You ever went to
I got one that'll chase you around the house, won't bite you. The minute
right, ain't gonna do anything. That's them. And they're disruptive. They love to disrupt our community. But check this out, Logical.
I'm listening.
I'm glad how everybody's peeping game on all of this, because it's time. Watch this. Watch this next comment. Watch this next comment. My man knows what we called him as well. And this one came from him. I didn't want to take his name, but watch this one. Exactly. They were born in the year 2012 because they were getting themselves ready to start this little atrocity when the Xbox One came out. They're the ones that damaged our community almost to the brink of not being non-existent. They did this because they're really PlayStation fans. These are the same kind of lames that will go out and buy an Xbox and just let it sit over there. Just so they can say their game will go up, but it's just for them to say, oh, I got the console. We know I got the dust now. We know those tricks now. So Logical, I got a question.
I'm listening.
Nobody, now with everything that I said, right? I'm still reading that scroll. It said, keep reading. So I said, wait a minute. It says, The Last of Us 2 wins Game of the Year at BAFTAs, while Hades take 5 gongs, right? It says, The Last of Us 2, the sequel to the 2013 post-apocalyptic PlayStation 3 game, won Double E Game of the Year, right? An award voted by the public in number records, right? In record numbers, more to speak. But however, despite racking up 13 nominations, Last of Us 2 only managed to pick up 3 awards in total, walking away with the prize for its animation as well as the performer, right? And the lead role as Abby. We know all of these things. And we know that The Last of Us 2 won Game of the Year. And we're not even going to talk about all the stuff Sony did and all the influence in the gaming industry that made that happen. We saw that with our own eyes. Don't tell me nothing. I don't care about your agendas. I don't care about all of that. We saw it. It had to happen. Let it go, right? So nobody was mad. Now watch this. It said, now, joke's on you. And I said, man, it keeps saying that. So it kept scrolling out. Joke's on you. Joke's on you. So I was like, man, what? I was about to walk away from it. It's not saying anything, right? It kept saying joke's on you. So I started to walk away, and as I glimpsed, it said, where are you going, Legal? Newsflash, boom. And this is what it read. The Last of Us 2 multiplayer may not release until 2022 at this point. What? Wait a minute.
That's a delay. Well, that's a quit.
Right, now watch this.
That's not a delay.
And
that's
then
a quit.
The scroll started saying ha 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 ha, right?
Yeah. Okay. Still going.
It says this scroll will self-destruct in 3 seconds, and then it burnt up, and I couldn't even. I had to memorize what I saw because I couldn't even bring no proof. And then all of a sudden it reappeared and says it's online for anybody that thinks you're lying, and then it burnt up again, right? And I was saying to myself, they told them back in 2019 that it wouldn't have a multiplayer. But now they're telling them that they might get a multiplayer and it may release in 2022. So wait a minute. The PlayStation community is fine with that. It's super duper fine with that. Not only are they
whole multiplayer, not co-op,
not
multiplayer.
Exactly. They're so fine with that they let the game win Game of the Year, and they still ain't bugging. They'll come back 3 years later just to play the multiplayer. We are assuming, people, that is a disclaimer. Enter with assurance at your own risk on that. But we are going to assume that they're going to come back and actually play that game and put up a huge amount of engagement 3 years from now. So here it is, 2022, and it ain't even here yet. That's the joke.
Right.
And they are expecting that these PlayStation fans are going to actually play some Last of Us 2 multiplayer. So if they're okay with that, why are we hearing all this barking out in the streets? Because the co-op campaign for Halo Infinite has been delayed. The game hasn't been delayed. The multiplayer has been delayed. The
graphics upgraded. We got
right.
one up to 120.
Right.
I mean, it's look, Sakura over there talking about the Metacritic. This is the part that heats me up the most. Is how you gonna judge the same game differently because of a console?
Right.
You can't tell me that they're not bought. I mean, they literally reset the score for Ghost of Tsushima for Ghost because they had a 3-hour director's cut come out. So this is the part that that kind of makes me upset, is because the idea that I went on 3 different podcasts hosted by PlayStation guys, and they complain harder than any Xbox player, and they're not really gonna play the game like that. They're not gonna sit there and actually put time into the game like we will. They're not gonna get all the achievements. They're not gonna go for all the guns. They're not gonna go for the KD. Like
I'm gonna say the one thing, Logical, the one thing that matters, and it always mattered to the real Halo fans, to all those that are outraged, we need receipts of all y'all beating the game on Legendary, all of them. You cannot come in these Halo streets and haven't beat those games in Legendary, because that was Legendary where we used our co-op abilities. A lot of us would do it playing co-op. So for all y'all out there that's barking about co-op, show those receipts that you beat it on Legendary with a friend, and then we'll let you. You know, you got your free pass.
Facts.
That's how it works.
I gotta throw that out there too, because that's facts. I gotta see at any point in time, Master Chief, the collection. You got the collection.
That's right.
We did it Game Pass.
Some of us did.
Ain't no excuse. Right. It's ain't no excuse that you gotta go out there and buy it. That you gotta go out there and get an Xbox to get it, because you ain't gotta spend no money to get it, but $1
right
for a month. Or 15 the next, but you can go and get Legendary, and then come talk to me and say, man, I want to campaign co-op because my friend can't play. There you go. But if you ain't beat it, why? If you're exactly right, bro. If you ain't beat it, you shouldn't even be in the conversation. If you're not playing on Legendary, screw all the other modes. Screw all I went through it once, through the campaign once. If you only went through it once, stop talking. You didn't really like it. You want to go to multiplayer. You know, you may enjoy it, but you ain't really no campaign kind of guy. You're a multiplayer. And yeah, man, that's so true. That is factually true. You have not beat it on Legendary.
Because that's how you grinded. It was more than just co-op. You had to go in there and learn how to play Halo. You had to go in there and grind for yourself, and because there was times where you didn't have co-op. There was times when you might not have been able to play with your friends. You had to get in there. And this was part of the community. It was bragging rights. It was showing your stripes. See, one thing about the Xbox community, it's always been about stripes. It's a Bengal. It's a Bengal. This is a Bengal territory. This is a Bengal community. We're not based off alliance. You don't just come in here born and be the king of the jungles over here. This is a tiger mentality. These are the eye of the tiger community. You earn your stripes over here.
You sure do. You sure do. And one thing I know is that we highly competitive. They try to compare their one-player game. Just like this is one of the communities I was in. They were trying to compare their one-player game versus our multiplayer game. And I'm sitting here telling them, you have to build your infrastructure different, because you not only got to build great quality and making sure you can achieve 1440p or 4K, but you also got to maintain that while playing on latency, while worrying about latency, while worrying about jitter, all this stuff that could cause your gaming experience to go down. So the idea that any PlayStation player is out there saying, oh, what about God of War? God of War is a single player game. All you literally have to do is build the game. You can play it off the internet. It wouldn't matter. You just got to play the game straight through a story. So you don't have to worry about. You don't have to put so many factors into that game because it's a single player game. Same for Spider-Man. Same for Ghost. Same for TOL. The Last of Us. They don't have any multiplayer experiences that competes with ours. Now we're going to start digging into that genre of single player game. We got Fable, getting ready to come out, or in a few years we got Perfect Dark. We're going to start rivaling those games. And so when we put out the first quadruple A game, that's what they're predicting. This is predicting that Perfect Dark will be. There's not anything that they're putting out that's going to touch it. They're not going to be able to touch that. If it is going to truly be, and Hellblade, you're right, Hellblade. We got too much that's happening for us. And guess what, guys? That's only $180 a year. So when people talk about co-op and they talk about Halo, all I'm going to say is when I start posting it, not my Halo. Don't delay my Halo. Delay your Halo. Not my Halo. Yeah, listen. Get a PC if you want to play our games. If you that bad against Xbox Series X, get your PC. You better play the games. But when you get on Twitter or when you get on YouTube and somebody make that kind of comment about co-op and they talk about delay, get in there and say, not my Xbox. Delete your Xbox. Delay your Halo. Delay your version of Halo. Don't delay mine. Because I'm playing day one. I can't wait till they give me a date. You know what we doing. We're going to download and put it to our software automatically. We're ready to go from day one.
You want to know what's crazy, though, man? You want to know what's crazy? And this is, like I said, man, this is a mature show. You want to know what's crazy? Let me tell you what's crazy, Logical. How ungrateful we are showing ourselves today. I can't trip on the fact that my community devs, this great Xbox team, you know, some of them have even responded to me because of just good feedback from Twitter. You know, you see them making remarks on their Twitter posts, and you say something, and they take out their time to even respond back to you. Some of them, you know, have been working heavily overtime, you know, to get this thing out. We all know that we're going through a pandemic. A lot of them have to take the resources out of their studios and take them to their homes. They've been helping each other by way of Microsoft Teams or other ways of through camera to see each other and talk to each other. Mic and camera and PC monitors. We know, you know, it's something that they've had to do under circumstances that are not normally the situation for them. And along the way, they have been walking us with this experience. So it's not like they've left us out to dry, but they've been showing us exactly their ups, their downs, their struggles. And doing all of this, the best thing for us to do is keep them encouraged. I don't get it, right? Because they spoke that to us. It's not like the game, we're going to release the game and then, oh, where's the co-op at? They didn't say nothing.
Right.
This game is supposed to be coming out at the end of this year, and it's summer still. I'm glad that they let me know now. So I'm braced because did not Naughty Dog embrace them 3 years ago? About multiplayer? They braced them 3 years ago. And they'll tell you still don't have it. They still don't have it. The game won Game of the Year. So that only tells me.
My bad, go ahead.
No, that's fine. That only tells me that Halo's still going to be great. Halo can still be hotty because all this is possible. The PlayStation community has proven that all of this is possible. They let us know that things can be missing. Things cannot be right on time. But the game, if it's good, it can still be gaudy. Y'all let us know these things. So if the Halo team is letting us know up front, way ahead of time, that shows maturity. That shows community awareness. They're being transparent. They're communicating with us. I understand. Co-op is a hard thing to do. Like Logic was saying, they're doing this on all sets of consoles. It's going to be a big community. It's going to be huge. This thing is going to take a lot of time. And they also let us know that it's going to come after during season 1, right? You made another strong point.
Season 2, they said it was coming out.
Right. You made another strong point when you said this experience is going to be years and years.
Oh, yeah. I did say that.
You did. That was a marvelous point.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're not going to be improving this experience. We are going to be a part of this Halo Infinite movement, and it's going to be evolving as we continually play this game. They can even add more gameplay. There can be more series coming. We're going to be constantly growing this game. That's why it's called Halo Infinite, because we're going to be locked into this experience. And what did they confirm it? 10 years.
Yeah.
Let these devs work. Be thankful. Be grateful that we're even getting our blockbuster this year. Play your game and let them get this thing great. Because listen, if they can wait for 3 years for multiplayer, we can wait some months to get our co-op, our couch co-op. Come on, y'all. Like, we got to grow up, man. I've been saying this for a while. It's time for us to mature up. Stop sounding like a bunch of whiny, spoiled brats out here. You're the mighty customer. I get that. I am too. I get that. So look, you don't want to buy the game? Fine. It's on Game Pass anyway.
Right. And see, this is what makes it perfect.
Anyway.
We're not buying a broken game, nor are we buying a non-complete game. I don't think this is a game that's not completed. We are not out here saying $70, you're not giving me co-op. No. They took one feature, guys. Remember that. It's not the game. They took a feature. So I get tired of hearing it's an incomplete game. No, they took a feature out. A feature that they didn't have to add in the first place. When you go to a store and you buy a cell phone, you don't buy all the features that come with it. You know, all this extra stuff. They didn't have to do that. Yes, it's a part of the game, but it's not going to determine how well the game plays. It's not going to determine the experience of the game. It's not going to determine the multiplayer aspect of the game. It's the ideal that this one piece is going to take away the game. It's Halo. We have championed this since Xbox. So it ain't going nowhere. And we ain't gonna let somebody who don't play the Xbox or who's on Twitter or who's on Facebook or any other site bashing it every time we turn around to tell me how I should feel about my game. So listen, that's the part that's what they say, grinding my gears. And it's dude. Like I said, I was on three little Twitter things today. And I just wanted to hear what other people were saying, especially the PlayStation side. I wanted to hear why they felt they had the right to say delay the game. Yes, when the news hit, I was like, oh, okay, that sucks, man. Dang, it sucks. But then I had to start realizing when I took a step back and you take a breath, you say, well, I really don't play the campaign co-op that much. And I don't know anybody that does it unless they're trying to play Legend. Other than that, we're not hanging on that. And I can wait a couple of months because I'm already going to get the enjoyment of the game out of the way. I can wait a couple of months because I'm going to enjoy it for myself. And I can pay it on my own time. And that way, if my homeboy's still at work or my friend girl's still at work, I ain't got to wait for them. Because that's what happened in co-op a lot. I got to wait. And I'm like, man, I'm ready to play this game. And so, we can get our individual opinions and our individual love that we felt for this game for a long time out the way as we build the reason why we play with our friends. Because I enjoy Halo by myself. And I only join when people say, hey man, play the campaign with me. Cool, no problem. But I enjoy it for myself. I got my own reasons. Legal, I know you got your own reasons. But that's for any game. I love the co-op on Gears. Me and my wife, Jen puts hours into that game. But if they took it out, you know what I'm tell my wife? You have to sit to the side, baby, because I'm about to finish this. Because that's what it comes down to. I enjoy it for my experience. And I'm not going to let anybody take that away from me or make me feel a certain type of way or determine the happiness I felt when I put a controller in my hand and I shoot somebody on Halo. I'm sorry. And neither should y'all. Y'all gonna hear me say it too much. Neither should y'all let anybody come out here, put a podcast together. And these dudes can speak well. These dudes can talk a good game. But it doesn't mean anything because you don't let them determine and dictate your feeling towards the game and have you tripping in tween field. Delay the game. No. Not my Halo. Yo Halo. Man. And so continue supporting hardware. Continue supporting Game Pass. We love Game Pass. I love Game Pass. I don't know anybody that got an Xbox and upset with Game Pass. I don't know nobody. If somebody is in the comments or out there looking at the stream, let me know if you're upset and you got Game Pass and you got an Xbox. You got to have both. Can't be like PC and you don't like Game Pass. Got to be Xbox and don't like Game Pass. I just don't see it. Man, after today, man, I've been, just going through these podcasts, trying to get my word out there. Most of them want to monopolize the conversation because they don't want to hear our version of it. They want to dictate their own feelings about it and tell you how they feel about it. And because they feel some way and they monopolize the conversation, a lot of people start feeling bad and they can't even think for themselves. I had to give it to Porter Rock. Porter Rock came on there. Y'all know he's a PlayStation dude. He came on there and said, hey, no. Let me say this on one thing. I told him that too. But one thing he said is the game is not broken. He even told his PlayStation buddies, the game is not broken. It's just taking them out. I was like, I had to tell him, man, I'm surprised you said that. You the one dude I wouldn't think say that. I'm gonna throw pop when it's supposed to be prof, but just to hear that from somebody else, the game's not broken, and especially for them not to be an avid Xbox player, I was giving it to him. But then he started tripping and started trying to compare Ghost of Tsushima to Hellblade, and I'm like, bro, you talking about a 20-person game that they created back in the past compared to a whole studio working on a 3-hour game. You tripping now.
I don't really care what he has to say because he blocked me. That's weak stuff. I mean, you block people that don't even pop up on your page. Like,
yeah.
But and your excuse is, well, he posts dumb stuff. How does a person that posts dumb stuff talk about somebody else posting dumb stuff? Like, you got to make sense, and that's kind of hard for that donkey community to do. It doesn't know how to make sense. Just like you was just saying, the comparison factor that he was using doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
you trying to compare a game to a game that hasn't even came out yet. You see that community, it needs people like that, because people like that fuel their emotions. They know they whack. They know they weak. They know they don't know what they're talking about, but they don't have the stupidity to make themselves look stupid online like they do. See, they'll do that. They done built themselves up to be stupid all the time. So their community is immune to them. Oh, you know what? I'm feeling this way, but you know what? I ain't gonna say nothing because I know PR is gonna come and he's gonna put I'll just wait on him, and it never fails. Then when they say it, they just like it. Like that's right, because he said it for me. That's weak stuff.
Right.
You don't see that. You don't see the Xbox community like that. Everybody's voicing what they want to say. Even today, it was mixed emotions. Even some real Xbox fans had different opinions.
Right.
Even me, even you. We're talking opinionated matter, right? But what I'm trying to get people to understand is this. None of us are gaming devs. None of us have made a AAA video game in our lives.
Or
nobody has made a game that sold over 400, 400 million at its first day. Nobody's done that. Nobody's made a game that generated 5 billion and as a franchise. So until you do something like that, you know what I'm saying? Be thankful. Be grateful that we're even getting this game. Be thankful and grateful that we're even getting video games on time like we've been doing this messiness that's going on in the world right now.
Facts.
We got a whole lot of other stuff to be worrying about with all this nonsense going on just in our country alone. We're not even talking about what's on the other side of the globe.
Facts.
And yet we got gaming. Right. But yet we got gaming to do where it can take us away from all that nonsense that's going on in the world. And we can sit back, kick it with each other, do a podcast, read out the chat, send some shout outs out here, and the world don't see so complicated. Right. The world don't see so complicated right now.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean,
but look what Xbox.
Let me finish that. You're right. Eli, I see you right in there. That's true. A lot of them, for them to see it with their eyes and to announce it. Now, I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon or anything. I'm just giving my opinion. But to see it with their own eyes and even to speak towards the value, but then to tweet something totally different from what they know, that's a little savage. And that's true, because in reality, I thought something totally different. I even told you, dude, I didn't think you was your tweets. But now, like I said, I'm not jumping on any bandwagons, but I always listen. That's one thing about me. I listen and I take notes. I got a notepad and a pen right here in front of me because I take notes, because I hear what I like to write down what I hear, especially if it's something that makes sense. That's why my new caption is logical, make it make sense. Because, talking to him, he gave props to Xbox for some reason. But then I asked him, hey, I'm going to follow you to hear what you got to say. He said, you ain't going to like my tweets. So what you're doing is on purpose. You creating toxic. He falling right into the audience. You're going to allow your audience to tell you how you feel or dictate what you should say. Even though you sit here telling me or telling this crowd that, oh, it's not broken. It's a good game. But you're going to tweet something negative anyway. That's a little confusing. It's very poisonous. And like I said, that makes it selfish. Like you said, a lot of selfish, ungrateful gaming. That is so true. I'm going to say this. I was humbled. I've been humbled by Xbox, man. I think because we had a great 360. We had a really good Xbox. We had a really good Xbox One. Now we wanted the status to be higher so we can, talk our stuff. But in reality, that humbling experience for the last 7 years is the reason why I'm so grateful for Xbox, because I stuck through it. All of us did. It's facts that we had some trouble last 7 years. We got a new president. We got Microsoft, who was going to give up on Xbox, saying they're going to put all their money and time and invest to make this right. Yeah. We got Game Pass coming through, dropping bombs in there that we can continue just paying the same $15. They ain't asked for no more money. They just said, just play the Game Pass. It'll be there. We got you.
You know what?
They went out there and bought Bethesda. Listen, they bought Bethesda. And again, money ain't a thing to them. However, they could have gave up on Xbox a long time ago. That's what I'm going back. I'm not talking about their monies and dollar bills. They had 7 years to say, hey, man, we throw this in the trash. Because y'all, that was boo-boo what y'all did. But they saying, all right, we're going to make it right. We're gonna get a new president, change our identity, change our direction. We're gonna go out and buy a legend of studios. There's not a whole lot of people that can compete with Bethesda and ZeniMax. But we're going to buy them and bring them to our portfolio. Not only that, we're going to partner with EA.
That's fact.
We're doing what we have to do. Of course, money is definitely the lead, but they're saying, give us time. We about to get there. And when we there, ain't a PlayStation, a Nintendo Switch, ain't nothing. Everybody's going to have to follow suit with this plan. I don't think everybody got the money to do it. That's why they hate it. You hate things you can't afford. You may marvel at it, but in reality is these guys are working for us. At least that's how I feel. I can't tell you how to feel. But when I turn on a game, when I got Game Pass, and I don't feel like dropping $70 or dropping $50 for a new game, and then here they come. Hey, it's going to Game Pass. They won. Like, dang.
Right. How are we losing?
How we losing? And then like how they hurting devs. And man, anytime you hear that stupid comment, devs are making up their own deals with Xbox. If they decide to move with that deal, they have felt in their own mind, in their own heart, that this is a great deal for us. This is a great deal for me, and this is a great deal for Xbox. So when they sign a line on that dotted line that says, hey, we're gonna put this in Game Pass, they are already paid and supported. They're not hurt because they came to the table and made the deal because they could have walked away from it. And there is no guarantee that you're going to get some million, 2 million, 3 million, or even 500,000 like that one game from PlayStation. No guarantee you're going to get that. That was their exclusive. Returnal exclusive. They got 10 million PlayStations out there, and they only got 560,000 sold. There's no guarantee because you have a base of customers that they're going to buy the game. There's no guarantee. So when devs are putting games in Game Pass, they are taking guaranteed money. You might as well call them an NBA player because they taking guaranteed contracts. I understand you telling me I'm going to make this much, but I want all of it guaranteed. That's pretty much what they're doing. They bank it, and then when they make it a multi-platform, not only have they already paid off the development, not only have they already paid off the advertisement budget that they have to come to. It's not just development, but there's publishing, there's marketing. There's so many things that go in there, and if you can take care of, let's say your game is 10 million. We talked about this level, legal. I think you was there.
Yeah.
If you can take. If I can say, man, this cost me $10,000 to build this game, I got to make $10,000 first before I do anything else. I got to make $10,000 or $10 million to do anything first. But if I can get half of that back and I launch it in Game Pass, I get a base customer. And then if it is multiplayer, I can then take the other 5 or 10 million from someone else, and from PlayStation or Nintendo Switch that joins and likes this game. I can make my grounds up, and then I can immediately start recouping the cost because you got to make enough money to pay what it costs you to make the game and what it costs you to publish the game. And if you ain't doing that first, you ain't making no money. Somebody told me it took $25 million to make Returnal. I was like, okay, they sold it $70, and I did the math on it. It was like $70, and they only sold 560,000. They only made $39,000. And then when you take the 25,000 out of it, when you take the 25 million out of it, 39,000, that leaves them with 13 million. They made no money.
Facts.
But you had a console that sold 10 million. I'm sorry. There's no game out there guaranteed to be a hit. They always try to take it away from us. Oh, this game a hit. It ain't because of Game Pass. Let it fail. It's because of Game Pass.
Logical.
When it hits, it's, oh man, PlayStation supported. Man, oh my God. Hades, success. Great game. Love it to death. They said all the success came from PlayStation.
Facts.
But the other game failed, or not, they saying they haven't made any residual back, not failed, because they didn't say they failed. They said we haven't made our residual income yet.
You talking about the Outriders?
Yeah, we ain't made our residuals yet. They automatically call it fail, and now somehow it's Game Pass. Like, wait, we gave them their money up front. Where your money at? We paid them already. Where your money at?
But
somehow
They good with 3 hours, logical.
Yeah, they good with 3 hours.
They're good with 3 hours. This is what I'm telling you.
For 3 hours.
They front on their own, right? They front on their own hypocritical narratives.
Yeah.
They made fun of High Busters being 3 hours. But High Busters didn't cost us a thing if you had Game Pass.
Game Pass.
You see what I'm saying? It didn't cost us a thing, and it was a legitimate DLC. You're not even playing a DLC.
Nah, you can't cut. I call it the director's cut.
This is what's hilarious. They're good with 2 hours of functionality in their controller when they start trying to talk about the DualSense. It only lasts for 2 hours within your gaming experience. Look, man.
Yeah. Most people say they turn it off.
Look, man.
And this is what's crazy. You're right. I should have said that because they're only talking about physical copies. There was no digital copies, even on the PlayStation side of it. They didn't talk about digital copies. They talked about physical copies, meaning they probably only sold 100 games on physical, and they got 83% of their. They only sold.
You don't know.
Of their 100 games. They didn't say, "Oh, it just sold."
They didn't drop numbers. No, they didn't drop no numbers. No,
they dropped
they know better. They know not to do that.
Exactly, they dropped percentages, and even what they said, even in the marketing Dakota, they said we do not know the Game Pass digital number. We do not know the digital numbers. These are just physical boxes that I can touch, that I can go into the store and purchase and put the disc into my. Come on, man. The logic there is stupid too, because you got to think about it. Not all PlayStation has a disc, so you sold less than what you think.
There you go.
Bro, you probably sold 50. So it's the logic.
That's why they did that. That's why they did that, man. It was to rattle the community. It was the rattle the community off a bunch of mysterious figures. Like, it leaves you up in limbo, like it's not definite. So when I see stuff like that, why I don't even talk about it? Because I'm like, well, if they don't know, then why am I thinking about it? You just gonna
why are we entertaining it? Why are we entertaining it?
They didn't even prove what they were saying. Oh, 93%. Who told you that? There wasn't even nothing to go off of. They just say stuff. Because like I've always said, the gaming industry sells the PlayStation console for Sony. Sony doesn't have to do. Look what Sony is giving them, bro.
Yeah.
And look, they'll come out here and cap for it.
Like my boy, Xbox University said, they paying $10 an hour for a game.
Facts.
They out here paying $10 an hour.
They're out here capping for mediocre experiences. They want to look. You can't tell me that what's going on with Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut makes sense, because even the people in the industry know it doesn't make sense. You can't tell me that buying a game. I had a dude today tell me renting is not buying. Nobody rents one game in this industry. Not one game. Nobody does that in services. A service is not made up for you to rent one game. So that didn't even make any sense. You have to buy the game. The game was already out on the last gen console. Okay? What makes sense is if you had the game and you bought it and you went and bought a new console, why would you even have to pay anything else for it?
Right.
You already have it. That was the whole. Now watch this. That's a feature called Smart Delivery, in which Xbox has, in which Xbox has to double the certainty that you wouldn't pay. Because even if a developer says, well, we don't want to use Smart Delivery, Microsoft is not going to make us pay for a game we already bought anyway.
But they can just upgrade it for free.
So
they try to keep as many games from $70. Now I know it's not that it's out of their control, but they're doing what they can. They don't want to do $70 games. It don't make sense. Look, but it's outside their scope when somebody says I want my game $79.99. Cool, fine.
They showed that they wasn't going to pay top dollar. They showed that. They showed that with MLB The Show. They showed it with Ratchet and Clank, and they showed it with Returnal. So eventually, Sony's going to break. That chest out right now, but it's going to break because look, and even PlayStation Now has dropped. All right, they're talking about because people aren't out and about. They're inside their houses. So if they're inside their houses, there's 2 percentage rates as to why PlayStation fans buy PlayStation Now. 40% plus buys it to play multiplayer games. We already know what the #1 game is over there. It's Call of Duty. Yeah. The second number is 30%. You know they talk about Game Pass? Well, the 30% plus category, the only reason they buy PlayStation Plus, you guessed it, to get free games. So look, when you throw those numbers up, this is why when they say stuff to me, it doesn't faze me, because I know that they don't know what they're talking about. They don't even know that they're dissing themselves. When you diss Game Pass, you dissing yourself. Exactly. The only difference is Microsoft made their subscription make sense.
We win it.
Sony hasn't. It doesn't even make sense to even do PlayStation Plus. Because when, like, even if you, let's say you want to get one of those games, right? And let's say you discontinue PlayStation Plus, you don't get those games back. You see what I'm saying? When we get games off of our Xbox Live and we get it for free, we keep those games. Those games go continually be in our cloud storage. They're in there. They're not going anywhere. It doesn't even matter. If I stop using Live tomorrow, I got
saves are going to be there.
Right. They're going to be there. And I can play them. Once I get my Live, I'm playing them. You know, you may not be able to play the multi aspect because you got to be online for that. But I'll have that game. It's not like I have to go buy it again. See, right.
Hold on. Let me pick up on that. See, they talk about it because they know they're not winning it. So it's not a category they too much care about because they ain't winning it.
Right.
Another problem that they have is, what's that game, Avengers? We knew it was trash.
Right.
But it dropped in there. And it still flopped. I mean, it's hard when you flop as free. And it's like, they should understand that y'all not ready for what Xbox is doing. So they keep yelling out 10 mil. And like I keep trying to tell everybody, Xbox is selling out everywhere on every distribution list. It's selling out everywhere. So in reality, regardless if we only sold 6 or 7, 8 mil, it's been sold out. It means it's being sold. So that number that you keep yelling 10 mil, we don't know if we've sold 10 million because they don't share the numbers. And like I said, it's because that's just the way they run business. I can't make or tell them to do it. I would want to know, but I'm not going to get frustrated because they're not sharing the numbers. That's just not who I am. I don't. That's logical.
And logical. That's their business talking, fam. The streets are talking. It's beautiful, right? Got Generation X game out here. Is Battlefield 2042 and Call of Duty Vanguard releasing with a campaign co-op? Question mark. Answer. Battlefield 2042 doesn't have a campaign, and COD Vanguard doesn't have a campaign co-op. This is unacceptable. So where is the outrage from the pony stables? Exactly.
You see, and they should be tired. First of all, when we're talking about console, they should be tired of releasing games where our version of the game is going to be better than theirs. They should be mad at them for that. I don't see no outrage. They ain't got no outrage about that. They should.
I was told resolution. I was told resolution doesn't matter. And
right. But they talked about Halo last year. But it doesn't matter, bro.
Right. Look, man, they can't win. The problem is this. Xbox has smothered their narratives. They talk too much, and now they realize that when Microsoft puts down that money, Sony can't do a thing about it.
Money talks.
That's it. They're seeing it. It's not about who's who. It's about who has.
And listen, no business is ever. And another thing, you got to take this to Twitter when people make dumb comments. No business survives telling everybody else what they're going to do.
That's right.
No business survives or continue to thrive telling everyone what they're going to do.
That's right.
No company gets launched telling everyone else what they're going to do, because those things get taken out of proportion, and they can't control the narrative. And so the thing of it is they're keeping it in-house so they can do the things they need to focus on versus the media saying, you only sold 5 million. We ain't worry about that. You don't even know about it. So I can focus on what I need to focus on to further Game Pass.
Logical.
You know who I'm going to tell? I'm gonna tell the people who I do business with. I'm gonna tell them because I'm doing business with them. There's cash transactions going back and forward, so they get to know because they invested into this. But for everybody else who wants to throw out theories and logic and want to tell you, oh, Xbox is hiding something, no. Xbox is running business, and they're doing it the way all business has been successful, by not sharing it with everybody. That's why the thing says is everybody ain't got to know your business. Keep your business to yourself. And that's exactly what Xbox did. They learned. We want something done. We just need them to do it. We just need to do it, and we need to let them see our value. Let them see what we're doing. We can't go out telling them. You can't tell
why that didn't work. You know why that didn't work?
You need to see it.
You know why that didn't work? You're right. And that's how I know you've been paying attention. Because, see, when Microsoft used to come out and tell us what they were going to do and things, these fake Xbox gamers would always ridicule it. Tear it down. They couldn't even tell us, hey, we got a game coming out. Oh, they tear it down. Even the media would assassinate it before it even come out. And then
PlayStation don't tell their business.
And then the grand executioner would be Metacritic just to give it a low score right at the end after they done killed it off. Here comes Metacritic throwing it a low number, and I'm like, but y'all ain't even play the game. We're in a now where reviewers don't even finish games.
They play 10 minutes of it. Oh, this is what we experienced. They throw up. They don't even get the experience out of it. Boy, they worse than movie critics.
Right.
They don't even. They get 10 minutes into the game. You ain't got no power ups. You ain't leveled up not more than 4 times, and you had a feeling and you just stopped playing the game and you said, "This is what I'm gonna say." Good or bad, they're literally not playing the game long enough to get the story, to get the facts of the game, and to actually enjoy the game. And so that's another thing. Like I said, that's another thing I'm posting. Keep your business to yourself. Xbox is doing their thing because we can see it. They ain't got to tell us what they're doing. We can see it. Every time they make a move and it hits Game Pass, nobody tells you the game is going to hit Game Pass until it's ready, until everything's already done. They're doing it in the back house. Speculations on what they're doing, on what studio they're buying. Once everything's done, hey, we did this. You're going to enjoy it. So I'm done with all that extra stuff everybody else be talking about. I don't need to know what they're doing because I'm going to see it and I'm going to experience it. That's what I'm going to feel.
Y'all heard it from streets, baby. Live and direct. Logical, I appreciate you coming out tonight, man.
Oh, yeah. We're doing
with me on the platform that the Xbox community in the streets have built.
Hey, y'all follow me definitely on Twitter. Same name. I made it the name that you see now. Because, like I said, I'm going to be doing more of this. And I'm also be posting up on Twitter and keeping people honest. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't want to say I'm the voice because I don't feel like I'm the voice. Like I would tell you, I speak for my feelings. But I think we all agree on our feelings towards Halo. I think we all agree on our feelings towards Xbox and all our feelings towards Phil and the whole team and all the partners that come out and support Xbox. We all feel the same way. And so I'll speak to those feelings that we already agree upon. But yeah, hit me up. Legal, you know, we're doing this more than one time.
Yes, sir. I love the passion, man. I love it, man. I love the energy, the passion. We need more people like that. Everybody out here, man. Logical, just let you know. Man, it's nothing to be afraid of. Get on out here. Speak your mind. Speak the truth.
Right. Like I said, man, I just felt the way I felt, man. It was crazy because I just didn't say anything. I was like, man, just letting people say what they want to say. I'm like, man, they sound real stupid right now. Or they don't sound like they understand. Or they can't articulate what they're trying to say.
They do, man. It just doesn't fit their narrative, man. I'm telling you what it is. It's not, look, they don't even care if their games don't sell. It's not about that. It's the consoles. Mm-hmm. The consoles just got to sell. All they care about is those numbers right there. When those consoles aren't selling, that's when they go into depressions. That's when they start threatening people. That's when, you know, because they don't get their natural dose of Kool-Aid. See, they have, they have to be groomed and they have to be sheltered. See, Sony knows these things. Sony has to shelter them and groom them. So it's like anytime you disrupt that special little bond they got, they lose their minds. And like right now, they're not even playing those games. Look, bro, they're not playing Returnal. They're not playing Ratchet and Clank. They're not playing Astrobot. They're not even playing MLB The Show. But yet, they find a way to get on social media and want to diss everybody else because everybody else got games to play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's where the comedy comes in at. That's where they get funny. And then they think that they're master teachers within their community. What are you teaching? What have you done? But walk around on your board. Look, even the beautiful thing about Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut is that they proved a beautiful fact about the experience of PlayStation games. If you want to stretch that game and make that game longer than 3 hours, walk around some trees. Go find some fruit. Go look at
go back. Hey, when I say they turned into a petting zoo.
Right. But what tickled me was that's what they normally do anyway. That's their experience. You're telling them something they do anyway. That wasn't something special. That's what's so funny. Sometimes you Xbox fans need to sit back and just enjoy the comedy like I do. Look and see the satire. Look and see the parodies because it's hilarious how they do this to them. And then they sit up here and like, you know what? I think I do that anyway, but because they told me to do it, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to find the fun in it. You know, then they go around telling you how long they roll on the horse. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? That's cool and all, but I'm over here. Guess what I'm excited about? The gun.
Hey, what's so funny about it is some of those games the map be so spaced out so you don't see enemies for a while. You just really ride.
Facts, you just walking around. You're just there. That's the
longevity of the game is the walking.
That's the longevity.
Been out there getting this exercise out there trying to get 15 steps a day.
On. We know this, man, because it's not like we haven't played on a PlayStation. We know these things. And you want to know what's beautiful about the Halo situation? Is that once it comes out, right? And everybody's getting a chance to play it on their own. And they're gonna play the multiplayer aspect without Forge, of course. But just think, man, when people get out there, some people might beat the game, you know, or get experienced in depth with the game, and then here comes this beautiful couch co-op, and it's gonna resurge the game.
That is true.
That's gonna be the beauty of it.
Yeah, so fact. Listen. Yes, bro.
You feel me?
Man, that's about to hit. When it hits, watch how many streams pop up.
Right. Watch how the gaming industry opens wide open.
Yeah.
Just watch.
Facts. Big facts.
Look, man, it was great. It was great to have you tonight, man. You home, man. And listen, anybody that's an Xbox fan, you're home on Di-RRec Gaming. I'm a fan of this. Man, I can sit here and listen to this guy go because this guy right here, he spits truth. He speaks facts and he speaks it from his soul. You can hear it. He speaks it as a true comrade out here, as a true Xbox fan. We need that. We don't need people that, you know, feel like they have to be neutral all the time and have step on representing what really the culture is about. See, Logical, you just represented the culture of Xbox fans.
Yeah, man.
The Xbox fans sound like you in the culture. You see what I'm saying? So it's good to represent that sometimes because there's nothing wrong with having people that just represent Xbox. There's nothing wrong with that. If for some reason there's this cloud that hovers around. It's a make-believe cloud, right? Because I'm an old school gamer.
Yeah,
I come from the era where you only had one console, so don't give me that.
Yeah,
like don't give me that, bro. Like these little stuff that these make believers have created to fit their narrative. Those are false doctrines. They ain't never been established in the gaming realms.
Yeah,
there's always been true fans to their consoles. Nintendo fans are true to their consoles. PlayStation fans are true to their consoles. Xbox fans are true to their consoles, and then you got people that don't even have consoles. They're true to their mobile devices and won't even play. It won't even play. You know?
Yeah, that's so true, man. That's so true. I mean, yeah, man, that's well said, man. That's well said. I've always showed the Xbox over. I mean, I would say 360. I was pretty much done with PlayStation. That's real talk. And even if I enjoyed some of the game, like I enjoyed God of War 2, but after 360, after Gears, oh yeah, I was done. And it's not that it's not, and it's not wrong. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna feel wrong for loving my game. Like I said, I recognize that, man. It's just, it's crazy because, like I said, I'm not the one that fall down a horseshoe or a bandwagon, but that hits. That's, man. I've owned every single Xbox, dude. I bought the 360. I bought two of them things. I bought Xbox One day one, the Xbox One S day one, the Project Scorpion edition day one. I slept outside for the Series X. So I mean, that I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Xbox. Like you said, I'm part of the culture. Much love, and thank you for the invitation too. Thank you for all the commentary too, and everybody that was in the messages that coming through and just talking, man. It's real talk. It's my first time doing a YouTube thing. Literally within the first
man.
This was crazy since you invited me out. I ain't really get on there and talk to nobody about it. I just talked to my brother because my brother's an Xbox fan. But I started Wednesday. Literally, I had like 2 friends on Twitter, but I was only on Twitter just to look at the updates from Xbox. I ain't care to say nothing. My brother kept saying, and then here come Legal in my messages. Man, I gotta get you heard. And I'm like, all right, man. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do that. So it's crazy, man. Amount of 3 days, I went from like 2 or 3, I think like 7 followers to goddamn 61. Follow me, I follow back. That's just the way I roll. So look, man, thank you for the invitation. This is dope, man. I'm definitely gonna be doing it with you again, man. And we need to put some calendar on this thing.
Yeah, man. It's good. Like I said, it's good to see, people like you come out here that's innocent. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to sit up here and we go back and forth with YouTubers that, build their empires off a bunch of silliness and, and it's really no facts into their stuff. They just, they just build the empire of dissing Xbox because let's face it, PlayStation has a bigger community when it comes to the social media aspect. That's the world because we tend to not use that space solely within our community because we created the game chat. Like,
yeah,
we did that. You know what I'm saying? We did it on the 360. We wasn't on our keyboards and stuff. We were in there. So the stuff that we're doing right now, Logical, to be honest, is not something unusual. What I'm bringing is just the community that we used to do on the 360 that we still do on our Xboxes today. I just took the party chat and open it up to everybody to listen to what we do. We're in a party chat. This is what the Xbox community does. We talk gaming. So now you know what we do in our party chats. But we also know that we have a real gaming community. Our community has clubs. We have groups. We have messages that you can shoot within the community, asking people, hey, I'm playing this game. You can even break it down. I need three people to play with me on Gears 5.
Yeah.
You can break it down. We're going to do this run, Inconceivable, on part 4, Gears 5. I need a person. You see what I'm saying? That's in our community. Man. That's in our community because we legitimately have a gaming community. It's not like we have to sit up here and try to fabricate our experience. It is what it is. Now, I got Gump coming out. Y'all said Xbox has no games. Well, that got destroyed. So now I got Gump coming out. But what did Sony just do? They just gave you the same thing again. Like I've been saying, you didn't get a new game of Ratchet and Clank. You got a game that was added to what? A 15-part legacy. Now you're on the 16th part. 16th. But y'all used to say we played the same games.
They try to say the same crap about Skyrim.
Yeah, you
replay value. Once y'all beat Ghost,
how do you? But bro, now you see what I'm talking about. You see what I'm talking about, bro? Like you compared an online multiplayer game to a one and done experience.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Now you see what I'm saying? Logical.
One experience
they
don't
say
end.
Stuff like that.
Hey, I said it, man. I told him earlier. One experience don't end.
It doesn't even make sense. Like that's what I'm talking about. And look, they'll actually back people up that saying they'll get likes. What you liking it for? He's wrong. I don't care what he says. It's wrong. It's a wrong comparison. Just because you couldn't come up with a better solution and it sounded good doesn't make it right. Mm-hmm. And your likes don't make it right. It just shows that if your community is gonna like something wrong, it just shows it reflects your community, man. That's what it does. And so Skyrim is different. That's like trying to compare Call of Duty to Minecraft. Man.
That's a jewel. Everyone knows it too.
That was the significance of comparing those two games. You don't compare those two games. Those two games are doing totally two different things. So it's like 16th installment. Your God of Wars are decent, you know. Your Uncharted didn't last. Gran Turismo is still 2 generations behind. Dude, because the reason I said 2 generations behind, have you seen Forza Horizon 5?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we're storm chasing in that game. Yo, we have real local weather in Mexico in that game. So Gran Turismo Sport is 2 generations behind. It's not, you know, it's like, here we are, Flight Simulator. We got our flying game back, and it's on Xbox. It's on Xbox with no crashes, with no bug. It's on Xbox, just so smooth. It's just there. Here it is. Then what do we have? We have the gunk coming out that's about to be demonstrated at Gamescom. My game, the one I was asking about, yo, where's gunk? Now it's about to pop off. We don't know anything about it. That makes me remember the days when I was a Sega Genesis fan, when Sega would come out with games I've never heard of, and it makes me excited to be a gamer. I don't want to keep. If Microsoft kept giving me the same games, I would be bored. I would be bored. And I know y'all are bored. If you call yourself gaming, you're bored.
Listen, what's crazy is, man, I played so many games I probably never would have paid for. Because I wouldn't think it was part of my genre of games. It is ridiculous how many games I played now. Like, as great as Hades is, I would never bought it. Because I went beforehand. I would say before Game Pass. Before Game Pass, a lot of them games I would never bought because it wasn't part of my genre. And I would always keep saying, you know, I want more games. But I would be speaking on to my own desire of what type of games. And I think that's what PlayStation be feeling. Is now there's so many games in Game Pass that I've tried that I fell in love with. Like, I don't know if anybody played Raja in freaking Game Pass. Game is fire. Game was fire, dude. I mean, the story is good. The gameplay is good. Hades fire. This game called Cross X or something like that. Fire. So in my mind, dude, it's so many games that I have been exposed to that I'm like, dude, these games are fire. And that's why I support the smaller devs. I support indies so much now than I ever did before. I used to think like, man, they about to drop this trash game. Now, I be like, yo, this game was fire.
And you know, to be fair, man, the indie devs, they're the future, right? They're the future. I mean, they gotta keep going too.
They got to keep gaming going. All these big AAA games takes too long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Exactly.
It's not realistic.
Keep it churning. So they keep the motor churning. They keep the fire going. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And so to exclude them, and that's what, again, we don't know what Xbox talking about because they just do it. But we now see why they promote indie so much, and because they know they keep the butter churning, they keep everything going until you can drop a quadruple A. Like Xbox says, we're only gonna do this every quarter. But you know who they're gonna call out to? Hey, Indy, we're gonna drop this in Game Pass. Hey, Indy, you're gonna drop this in Game Pass. They're gonna keep us going. They're gonna keep us motivated. As you see now, we're motivated to play more games and more games and more games. A lot of these games are indies, but they're giving us enough time to say, hey, I'm playing all this. I can wait for a Halo.
Crossfire is gonna be fire. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
man, we got diversity.
Yeah,
that's making Xbox look beautiful right now.
Yes, sir.
And you know, it is what it is. You can be mad or be glad. Mad, right. You know, I can understand. You're playing games that you just constantly about. It's no excitement. It's boring after you beat it, and that's it. Or you can be playing new games where your experience is taking you somewhere that you've never been before, and you're getting games at a value rate, and that's what Xbox is doing. They're doing everything they can to just keep us gaming, to keep us focused, and they're going to be dropping these true next-gen games. We don't have nothing to worry about, and we're getting some this year. It ain't no 2022, no 2023, 2024, no sirree. It begins this year. Yo, Logical, let's get out of here, fam.
All right, brother. Good night, man. Yeah,
hey, thank you, everybody. To everybody out there that is real Xbox fans, much salute. Shout outs to the whole entire Xbox community. For sure. Shout outs to my chat room tonight. Yo, shout outs to Logical tonight. Shout outs to Logical tonight.
Hey, man, I'm in it.
Yo, if you like what we're about, please subscribe to the channel.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you hit the notification bell. Stay in tune. Whatever we're doing around the world, whether it's your morning, noon, or night. We are so thankful for all the attentiveness that we get and the attention that we get and the love that we get. We're thankful for that. It's been the New Legal. Remember to keep it gaming, chase the one up in life, and see y'all next time. Thank y'all so very much. Have a good night, y'all. We out of here.
Night, y'all.